1, 2. Now, around here, they sing broken hymns. The prayers flow better when they're soaked in gin. The amp's dusty and sits in the corner by a bartender that'll pickpocket your heart and a jukebox that'll steal your quarter. Bartender, please give me a confession. Exchange fear for courage in the form of a well drink. There's a heavy current, got a long way to swim. Closed the Bible a while ago, I need some shots for the sin. Hail Mary, come with me, feel like Pac when it hits. Got some fire in my belly and a ride in the gut. Bushmills for a Band-Aid, the sweet taste of blood. And I might actually feel something if I don't cover it up. Rusted faces, familiar places, even if they haven't left the vinyl booth that they stay in. Motel next door, a sign that reads vacant, and a truth that's so strong I'd be a fool not to chase it. But yet, I'm a fool and I stay here. Hope these problems drown themselves, I die and wait here.
Underneath this fragile frame lives a battle between pride and shame. But I've misplaced that sense of pride. This crown of thorns is perched atop my spine. Listen closely as I testify. Dependency has been that thief at night, thief at night, thief at night.
I read the Bible, but I forgot the verses. The liquor store is open later than the church is. Pure by the imperfections, everything that's burning. To hell with the confessions, all the Lord and mercies. Blessed in holy water, the scent, oh Holy Father. Have you ever smelled flesh that sweats out monarch vodka? 11 a.m. in the morning, and you can't get it off ya. Calling to the preacher, but it's like the pastor isn't talking. Until the store opens, I can re-up on that doctrine. The people close to me say that I'm in need of a doctor. Think that I got a problem, but these are not apostles. This is the drink of the Lord, that's according to my gospel. Open to interpretation, if you're judging, I don't want it. I got sins that scold like my throat when I hit the bottle and I'm sinking. And that's why I keep on drinking. I need a refill, far more than once every weekend. Sweet Jesus, I'm getting amnesia. Shaking till I get a taste, my faith is having seizures. Every time I walk away and try to leave it. Every time I walk away and try to leave it. Wanna miss it but the world, baptized in my vices, and the bar is my church. Traded my artist and I pawned off the easel. Spent it all searching for God at the neon cathedral. Wanna miss it but the world, baptized my vices and the bar is my church. Traded my artist and I pawned off the easel. Spent it all searching for God in the young cathedral. Neon cathedral.
Underneath this fragile frame lives a battle between pride and shame. But I've misplaced that sense of pride. This crown of thorns is perched atop my spine. Listen closely as I testify. Dependency has been that thief at night, thief at night, thief at night. Dependency has been that thief at night, thief at night, thief at night. Dependency has been that thief at night, thief at night, thief at night.
That song is probably one of the most broken and hopeless songs I've heard in a long time. It's a song about a guy, as you just heard, that has a dependency issue on alcohol, and he's broken, and he's hopeless, and he's hurting. And what he's done is he's gone to the neon cathedral to try to find some fulfillment, to try to find some distraction, to try to find some numbness, to try to find some identity. And for him, the neon cathedral, as you know, is alcohol, is the bar. And that song, man, it's just so broken. It's so hopeless. And the first time I heard that song, it's written by a guy named Macklemore. He's the same guy that wrote the song Thrift Shop. And I was listening to the album and the song came on and I'm kind of listening to it at first. And it gets to these different parts and I would hear it and I would like rewind it and then I would start it all over and then I'd listen to it again. And probably by now, I've probably listened to that song over 100 times. And every time that I would listen to this song, it would evoke this different emotion out of me. There were times that I would be like, just like I was standing over there, I'm like fighting tears as I listened to the lyrics that this person is singing. And the hopelessness behind his voice and the hopelessness and the brokenness behind his words. And then there were other times that I would listen to it and I would find myself being like angry. Like, I don't even know if it was angry at the guy that wrote it or angry at something else, but I just had all these emotions and I didn't understand why I had them. I didn't understand necessarily where they were coming from. And so what I would do is I would end up listening to the song over and over and over and over again. There were nights, you can ask my wife, where I would wake up in the morning and she would be like, you tossed and turned all night long. I was like, I can't get that stupid Neon Cathedral song out of my head. It would just go and over, and then it finally dawned on me one day when I was listening to it. The reason that it was messing with me so bad, and the reason that it still messes with me every time I hear it, is because I feel like this is the majority of how people feel today. That the majority of people walking through this earth, that they are experiencing that level of brokenness and they're experiencing that level of hopelessness. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to go to all of these different man-made cathedrals that we make. Not churches, but these personal cathedrals that we build to try to find fulfillment. These personal cathedrals that we build around ourselves and around what we like and around purpose and around what we feel like we should be doing. And we try to form our identity around all of these man-made temporary cathedrals. My wife and I, we were watching, and it's pushed on us all the time. We were watching the Billboard Music Awards on Sunday. I love watching the Billboard Music Awards. I love watching music awards and movie awards because I like to steal their creative ideas. But I had to turn it off because it's ridiculous. Every song pushes garbage. And listen, I'm not like a don't listen to secular music, only read your Bible, Hillsong. If it's not Hillsong, it's not music. Like, I'm not one of those people. Like, I love Mumford & Sons. I will tap a foot better than anybody else. You give me a banjo, I'm dancing. Like, it's over. But we were watching the Billboard Music Awards. And I looked at my wife, and this is what I said to her. I just said, I'm ready for Jesus to come back. Because everyone, like, first of all, if I see Pitbull one more place, I'm going to kill myself. Like, listen, more power to the bald men, but good night. J-Lo with Pitbull, Rihanna with Pitbull, Franklin with Pitbull. Like, I mean, it's like, what? Good God, man. And so, like, they would come out and every song is ridiculous. It's about partying, it's about drinking, it's about girls, it's about all of these different things, all of these different fake man-made cathedrals that the world is trying to place on us in hopes. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you why they're selling that stuff. Because it sells. They're pushing that stuff not because they want what's best for you. They're pushing that stuff because you'll buy it. When Lil Wayne writes a song, half the crap he doesn't even write that. It's pushed on us all the time because it sells, and they want us to build these cathedrals around us, and we try to build these different cathedrals in our lives to try to find purpose. And maybe for you, it's your boyfriend or your girlfriend. Maybe you've built a cathedral around them, and when you're with them, you feel such purpose, and they love you. And I just don't feel as alive when I'm next to him. Maybe it's your job. Maybe a cathedral that you have built around your life is your job. And you find identity in what you do and not in who Christ is. Maybe it's your schooling. Maybe it's that you're smart in your college and you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a nurse, and you find your identity in that, you find your purpose in that. It's a temporary, man-made cathedral. And listen, I'm not here to point fingers because I've been there, I've done that, I still do that. It's a struggle that I think as long as we follow Jesus and as long as we continually walking with Jesus, we will have to fight the different idols or the different cathedrals that we build in our world to try to help us find peace and identity and security and who we are and all of these different things. I'll never forget when I got out of college, man, I was just as lost as, far away from God, just broken, jacked up, had no identity. I remember the first time I met Pastor Stovall, one of the things I said to him, I said, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with my life. I have no idea how to find out what I'm supposed to do with my life. And if I find out what I'm supposed to do, I don't know how to do it. I was just lost. I had prayed and asked God, here's what I thought. Once I got a house, once I had no debt, and once I had a family, that all of a sudden life would be like, oh, and come together, and I would be like, I feel complete. And then all of a sudden life would have meaning, and life would have purpose, and life would have all of this different stuff. And so God, in his infinite wisdom, gave me everything that I wanted at 23, 24 years old. And I was miserable. I can remember sitting on 95 driving to work because I was in business and just crying because I felt so lost. I felt so broken. And I don't care how tough you feel like you are in here, you have probably felt that way before if you have ever been apart from Jesus Christ in your life. And so I remember going to my wife, Becca, and I said, hey girl, man, I feel like there's something missing in my life. I feel like that there's something missing. I feel like that there's just this, I don't know what it is. I don't know how to explain it. I need some hobbies. Because obviously what I'm missing is a hobby. So what does a grown behind man do? Start playing golf. I'm terrible at golf. I'm the dude that I go on the golf course to relax. I leave angrier than when I got there. My goal is to try to find as many balls in the woods as I can, and I subtract that from my score. And so I was like, this stinks. I'm terrible at this. It just makes me angry. So I'm not lying to you. My wife can testify to this. So you know what would probably help me relax and give me these Zen moments? If I planted a garden. So I tried to plant an herb garden. And apparently I have a knack for killing anything. Deer or cumin, it doesn't matter. I will just kill it. Oregano, done. I will murder it. So that didn't work out. So then here was my last and final ditch effort really before I found Jesus Christ. Comic books. 24-year-old man fighting in Target with his wife about buying a comic book. This guy right here. Because if I had something to distract me, if I had something to keep me preoccupied, if I had something to invest myself in, see what I did is I built this cathedral around these stupid things. And there's probably some of you in here that you have built some cathedrals around some things in your life. But listen to me, they're always temporary. Temporary cathedrals can sometimes lead to permanent problems in your life. I don't think Macklemore, the guy that wrote this, as he started drinking to kind of escape, to try to find some numbness, ever thought to himself, you know what, I'm going to be an alcoholic and struggle with dependency. And listen, I'm not judging that at all. If you're in here and you're an alcoholic, listen, we got AA, we got everything. We'll walk this out with you. We will not judge you. We're not going to throw stones at you here because I probably got more issues than the majority of y'all.